So, the other day we were having a conversation, actually, because you said a friend messaged you.
Yeah, she said that I could get it out, but the gist of it was she's been throwing glitter around for everyone else, making them all sparkly, and she only had a certain amount of glitter to give, so she was running out of her own glitter for herself.
And you and I were saying that this reminded us of the story of the rainbow fish.
Rainbow fish. It's a kid's book, which we hate.
Oh, we hated that. Okay, and so the reason we hated it is okay. So it's the same premise, which is that this fish is this rainbow fish with these beautiful sparkly scales, and it has lots of them. And everyone it meets, it goes, they get really upset about its scales.
They're also jealous of it.
Yeah, and so the rainbow fish decides to give every single person one of their shiny scales.
To make them all shiny and sparkly too.
Exactly. So we thought of this as like, oh, this is awful because, you're giving away your specialness, and it's not, a great thing to be like, well, if you're sparkly and shiny, then everyone else deserves some of your sparkliness and shininess too.
It was also something that we had particular experience in because you went somewhere, I can't remember where it was, and you were having some issues, and I'm like, well, maybe just don't be so shiny or something.
Right.
And it was like, and as soon as I said it, I'm like, why would you not be as full shiny as you could be?
Well, exactly.
Why would you dull your sparkle?
Well, this life is going to be much, much harder if I'm trying to hide my sparkliness than if I am as sparkly as I need to be.
Yeah.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
So this was our original thinking, right? But as we have evolved, we sort of started thinking about the fact that you can look at that story in two different ways. You can look at it as I am giving out all my energy, or you can look at it like I am giving out my love.
Yeah, which, as any parent will know, especially if you've got a spouse that you love deeply and you have your kid come along, it's not like the kid takes love away from that original relationship. More love is created and it's just more and more love. Because
the fundamental concept here that we're talking about is that there is a finite amount of energy in the universe, but there is an infinite amount of love.
Indeed.
So if you are giving away your energy to people, well, yeah, then that kind of sucks.
That can be draining.
Because because each of us only have a certain amount of energy that we can expend at any time. So energy is not created or destroyed. This is a concept in physics. I believe it is Newton's
It is transformed.
first law.
Using kinetic energy. Yeah, momentum.
Yeah, Newton's first law,
fun.
which is the idea that energy is not created or destroyed. It is only transformed, right? So when you wake up in the morning, you have a certain amount of energy that you can expend. So one of my friends talks about it in, there's a concept called the spoon concept. And that every day you have a bunch of spoons.
I have not heard this.
If you've not heard of this, okay, cool. And then every day you have a bunch of spoons, right? So say you wake up in the morning and you have 50 spoons, right? And then you use 2 of those spoons to make breakfast for your kids. And then you use 3 of those spoons to get yourself to work, And then eventually, at the end of the day, you have no more spoons left.
Is it the same as you have no fucks to give?
No! All right, maybe. But yeah, it's that idea that you expend energy. Okay, so everything is energy. And it's really fascinating when you think about it, because I was still talking to the same friend about it. And she said that she was talking about and thinking, isn't it ridiculous that, we go out, and we expend our energy and we use our energy and we transfer it to get money, right? And then once we get that money, that's also energy. And then we go around and we trade that energy for stuff.
Yeah.
And everything's just stuff.
Yep.
So it's really weird because maybe if you didn't just go around trading your energy for money, your money for things, your things for other things, maybe you could just keep your energy to yourself and use that energy to create something else, right?
Yes.
That's a theory.
Is solid. Problem is that money or currency is the energy that we trade to get the things we need.
Yeah, right. It could be anything.
Unless
though.
you living off the land.
Well, exactly. That's
Like
it. So, but then you would be
In which
trading.
case, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, but then you'd be trading your energy into like
Into growing the soil
to
and
grow. Yeah, and you'd be changing it to like
cultivating all of that. Yeah,
exactly. So you're still trading your energy so that you can then get more energy for you to live. It's just a cycle. It just goes round and round
It's
and
just
round
you
and round.
and nature instead of you and people.
Exactly. So that's energy. So when you look at that story and you look at, that friend you were talking to in terms of energy, like you are giving a lot of energy away to other people that is perhaps not coming back to you in the way that you desire. And so you are left depleted, right?
100%.
So that is one way of looking at the rainbow fish story.
Yeah.
Because, and actually, that actually would make sense because in the end of the story, he doesn't actually grow any more scales or anything. Like, he just has one scale. So he literally gave away all his spoons. He has one spoon left.
0 fucks to give.
Just for himself. That's, kind of...
Yeah.
Then that's a sad way of looking at that story.
Yeah. And it's part of how so many of us grow up and how so many of us go through life, right?
Exactly. And this is what we get taught
Leave
about.
nothing for ourselves.
And we get taught about energy. And we get taught about expending our energy for other people.
And
but
it's finite.
Exactly. Well, it's not. Yeah, it is finite.
The energy is.
So
you've got only so much to do through the day. And then...
But if we change that, okay, if we flip the story and instead of talking about energy, we talk about love, then the rainbow fish story is completely different.
Yeah. But it should also work differently because the rainbow fish gives away all of its scales and they don't regrow.
But if you think
but
about...
if it was love, then...
Yeah, but no, but even if you think about it and you just, I mean, like, that's a very literal way of looking at it. But if all of the rainbow fish's scales were love, like a currency of love, right? Well, then that would be finite. So it wouldn't matter how many scales that rainbow fish had. Because if all the scales were love is infinite. So you could have 25 billion spoons or you could have one spoon. It wouldn't matter because love is...
still love.
Exactly. Love is infinite. And there is enough to go around and there's always enough. And it doesn't make sense in the physical world. It does not behave in... It's a non-Newtonian...
We're talking quantum now.
Exactly. It's quantum because it doesn't exist in this physical realm. It's not finite.
No.
So when you look at the story and you look at the glitter in the idea of I give all my love away, it doesn't matter because there is always enough love for yourself.
Yeah.
Because love is infinite. And the more love you have and the more love you give away, the more there actually is.
Exactly. It's not like 1 + 1 is 2. It's more like 1 + 1 is 365 million.
Precisely. So when you start to think about, say, your job, right? So again, when I think about it in the terms of my job, right? When I think about it as I come to work and I give my energy out to my clients, that is hard. That's hard and I am dead, right? But when I think about it as I come to work and I give my love to everyone, that love fuels me.
Which is why last week was the first week back at school. Everyone's getting back into routine and all that sort of thing. I had a couple of people ask me how the holidays were while I was standing in my office. And I'm like, holidays? What a novel idea. Because I still feel like I'm on holidays working at this table with the people because it doesn't feel like work. Because it's not giving energy. It's not taking energy from me.
Right, you're not giving energy.
It's not
you're
energy,
giving
it's love.
Exactly. And when you actually live in the vibration of love and you start to, that is your currency and that is your language, like, Jesus Christ, everything changes. I mean, this is tricky. This is not a concept and something that, I would just give to someone who first comes into my office, being like, hey, how about you change your thoughts and start
We're definitely swimming
energy.
in the deep end right now.
This is quite, again, it's quite quantum. So if it is blowing your mind, that is cool because that is what we are here to do, is to expand and blow your minds a little bit. But yeah, that's what I challenge everyone to do, is try to say, all right, am I giving energy here or am I giving love here? So when you are sitting down with someone, right, and they are spewing forth a bunch of stuff that you are like, Jesus Christ, this is hard, and I can feel them sucking my energy. What I want you to do is say, what if they were sucking my love? What if I was just beaming love at them? I'm reading A Course in Miracles, and today the lesson was, there is nothing my holiness cannot fix. So you can change that to, there is nothing my love cannot fix. Nothing.
Yep.
And that, I think, is a fundamental mind shift that we can make to change everything. This person is sucking at my love. They're not sucking my energy. They're not an energy vampire. They're a love vampire. And when you think about that and you go, this child, this person, they need my love. Not my energy, but my love. Like, how does that change for you? How does that feel for you? Because for me, that hits. Like, that makes me feel like, wow, my energy is mine. I can keep that because that's finite and I need that. But they need my love, and that is infinite. And I can do that because I can pull that, because there's so much love to go around.
And on that note, lovely note.
Thank you for joining us once again for All the Ways We Heal podcast. And we will be back next week, or, well, sometime.
We will be back next time.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.